Most people lose money with sports cards because they only know one way to do it. In 2026, there are multiple ways to make money with sports cards, and some of them do not require gambling, flipping boxes, or spending hours at card shows. In this video, I'm going to break down 7 practical tips people are using to actually make money with sports cards as we get into 2026. Let's get into it. Okay, tip number 1, and the first thing you should know is the transition from Panini to Topps, and this is important for a few reasons. So Panini, if you guys don't know, is a big company. They had the rights for NFL and NBA cards for the past, I don't know, like 10 or 15 years. So that's why rookie cards of like Jason Tatum and dudes like that were Prism. Prism was made by Panini. About last year, Topps took over the license for NFL and NBA. What this means is if you look at a Topps card from here on out, they'll actually have the team logos, the NFL logo, the NBA logo. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is in the world of sports cards because that means Topps is now the true rookie cards, and Topps was purchased by Fanatics. So this went live very recently as I'm talking right now. So for lack of a better term, all you need to know is Topps are the real rookie cards for baseball, basketball, and football. And Upper Deck still has the hockey license, but most of the money is not made with hockey. It's made with the other 3 sports, especially football. This is important to know because Topps Chrome is going to be the premier premium product, okay? So Prism for basketball used to be like the product. And then there were other ones like Optic and stuff like that were second tier to it. Topps Chrome is now going to be the product. It's going to be like equivalent to Prism. Okay, those are probably the best cards. It's still new, these Topps Chrome cards, so I don't know what the margins are going to be, how easy or hard they are going to grade. They're probably going to be a bit easier than Prism because especially the past few years, Prism was really hard to grade. I don't know why Panini started doing that, but Prism used to be relatively easy to grade. And it got really hard as time went on. But Topps Chrome is going to be, I believe, a bigger moneymaker than Prism. Just to let you know, it doesn't mean that guys from like Wembanyama and guys from like 23, 22, 21, it doesn't mean that their Prism cards are now worthless, okay? If you just go back to 2003, Topps Chrome LeBron James rookie cards, just because Panini took over the license, doesn't mean that LeBron Topps cards were worthless because Topps doesn't have the basketball license anymore. The same thing now. So just to let you know, because people ask me that all the time, it doesn't mean those cards are worthless. That's one thing to know. So Topps is going to produce all sorts of cards, and I honestly don't even know what they're going to be. There might be Topps Dynasty Football, which will be sick. That might be like equivalent to National Treasures. We'll see. There's going to be very high-end ones, low-end ones, but Topps is just a bigger name than Panini, so I believe it'll just be better for the hobby as a whole. Number 2, strategy to make money, or just something you might as well know, is taking advantage of things that are hot. So last year in 2025, Pokemon went crazy. And now it's coming down, right? Because of what goes up must come down. Sports cards during the pandemic also went up and then all the way back down. It's just anything that skyrockets is going to go down. Now the Pokemon market is still, 4, 5, 6 times what it was before 2025. Looking at what is hot now. So One Piece, which is the biggest anime show that's been going on for about 25 years, is really hot right now. A 2023 One Piece Monkey D. Luffy, who's like the main character in the show. I know a lot of you guys probably don't know what I'm talking about. OP04 alternate art. So this is a type of card. This card, while I'm speaking right now, is worth about $30 raw, and a PSA 10 is about $180. However, the gem rate on this card is 88%. So 88% of these cards that go to PSA get a 10. It's 30 raw, 180 is a PSA 10. That is not normal. You don't see stuff like that. The only reason you see it is because the market is just going like this, right? With that said, you want to take advantage right now while it's hot. So buying these cards and getting them graded quickly, because anybody could make you money with something like that, right? So looking at what's hot and taking advantage of it quickly, but don't go all in, right? You still need to have some of your money for steadier investments like sports cards. Is a lot more stable than something like One Piece, because sports cards have existed for a much longer of a time. So taking advantage of what's hot, and honestly, I failed to do that too. I've always failed to do that. I've always been very skeptical of things that are hot, but I have students, I have thousands of students at this point, and they're not scared to go after what's hot right now, and they make a lot of money. Number 3, this is something I talk about all the time. Stop breaking. Sports cards are only going to get crazier and hotter, and there's going to be more packs and releases now with Topps running things. I believe it's actually going to be even worse of an investment to break open packs and boxes. And I'm not saying don't do it, right? It's the source of the hobby and it's fun. It's like, I think of it like buying a ticket to a game. The prices of some of this Topps Chrome stuff is so high, especially while I'm speaking right now. Cooper Flag stuff is going so crazy. It's a bad idea. You know, you can get lucky, but I believe breaking will be even worse in terms of a financial investment than it was last year, because now there's so many more breakers and people in the hobby and they're jacking up the prices of things. So number 4, this is kind of contradicts what I said in the beginning of this video, but with AI and all this crazy stuff going on, I think card shows are going to be even a bigger of a play. There's only going to be more, like this past year, card shows only got bigger. They only got bigger. There's only more of them. Now just in my local area, within an hour drive, there's multiple different shows with 100+ tables. And now the bigger shows like Chicago and the West Coast Card Show and the National Card Show in Dallas, that are only bigger. Like, they only are getting bigger. And with these things getting bigger, I just think there's more opportunities to make money. Me personally, I think the biggest opportunity with card shows is setting up, specifically at the big ones. So the small ones are good to go to buy, big ones to set up. But really, buying cards online and then setting up at these shows, I've been a first-hand witness to it as I've started to set up at card shows. You just get top dollar, man. You get top dollar. These people come to you with these amazing deals. I just think as these shows get bigger, being a vendor is even better and better and better, to be honest with you. Number 5, this is something I do not talk about that often, but I threw it in here, is getting your tax planning in order. So I am no expert with taxes. I'm no accountant, but if you are buying and selling sports cards or plan on getting into it, you should get an LLC. Just ChatGPT how to do it. But the reason you should do that, for the simple reason, it costs maybe $100 to $200 depending on the state you're in. It only is going to save you money. So when you get an LLC, what you want to do is get a separate bank account, separate business bank account. You want to get a separate credit card and debit card for that LLC. And now expenses that maybe like a printer, or buying a new computer, or whatever, now you can write those off, and it's only going to save you money in taxes. Okay, so I highly recommend getting an LLC, just for the simple reason it's only going to save you money in taxes, and you could write that off against your active income. So if you are a lawyer making $100,000 a year, you had a bunch of expenses through your sports card business, and let's say you had $10,000 in expenses, now that's a write-off, and on paper you've only made $90,000. So you're paying taxes on $90,000 instead of $100,000. So getting that set up, I think that's pretty important. Number 6, something I talk about quite frequently, is timing the market. Once again, I just think this is more important as years and years go by. The hype is only getting hotter, and with the hype getting hotter, that means before seasons start, guys are really up here now, and being able to take advantage of buying someone like Jaden Daniels or someone that's low right now and selling it before the season starts, I think it's even bigger of a play. And trying to guess who the next great player is and buying cards before the season, holding them into the season, I think that's even worse of a play. And it's going to get worse as time goes on, because just the hype is so high and these young players are worth so much money. Like Jackson Dart cards are ridiculous, like absolutely insane. Okay, like his cards are worth about 3 times what CJ Stroud cards are worth. So I think timing the market is even a bigger win. And the last thing that I'll leave you guys off with is just some players I'm looking to buy in my line of thinking. I have 3 football players here that I think are going to go up in value. Number 1, I just mentioned, is Jaden Daniels. His stuff is down. I think if the Commanders are going to pick up some nice pieces, his value will go up. I'll try to sell his cards in July and August. Number 2 is J.J. McCarthy. I think the Vikings are going to run with him another year. I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. With that said, his stuff is so low, I think there's only room for it to go up. And lastly, a guy who I'm looking to buy, I made an Instagram story about this a few days ago, is Malik Willis. So his cards are actually up like double now. His rookie contract is over. He was drafted in 2022. Now it's 2026, so it's about to end. He is going to get a big deal. He looks like a legit quarterback. He runs like a 4.3 40. He's got a rocket arm. He looks good on the Packers. Man, if the Vikings or the Jets or one of these teams, Dolphins, one of these teams pick him up that need a quarterback, especially the Vikings, because they have some real weapons and a real team, his stuff will go through the moon. I think those 3 are pretty solid buys, and there's a bunch more as I'll go. Hopefully that helps. I'm going to drop a Google Doc below this video. You can just click on the link in the description. That'll give you free value. It'll take what I'm saying and drop it in step-by-step order. Hopefully you enjoyed the YouTube video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.